Hello viewers, this is more of an update video. I want to just talk about what I have plans going for the channel. I'm letting you all know that for September, long battle reports from like Flames of War, Team Yankee, all that stuff's going to slow down because I want to actually do some improvements on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and now we'll get to more of the update of what's coming up. And so, with the D-Day Flames of War campaign being done, I actually really liked all the scenarios in the books, specifically the ones in the books. Like I ended up really liking Gauntlet and Into the Unknown from this book. When it breaks into the actual like book campaigns, or book missions, I should say, it gets a little boring. But you got to have your beach landing, and like I said, the two specific scenarios for this one were really fun. But with that being said, Flames of War is going to take a small hiatus from the channel. Why? Well, I just played 20 games in a row. All the opponents didn't, but I did. Granted, I've wanted to play, British Bulge and like German Berlin, and I got a crap load of Soviets to paint up. I know some of you might be like, this is a horrifying way to store it. Well, I mean, they're all plastic except for those guys. Those are the snipers for Mid-War. So yeah, you'll see Mid-War Soviets, Mid-War Flames of War. But my next big project isn't a campaign per se, but I want to build some partitions. I live in this big-ass apartment, and at the very least I want to cut off the echoing. I'm not embarrassed by it, but just cut down on the echo. I can't do anything about how tall the roof is, right? But I can at least cut down on the reverberation, and maybe cut down the sound on this server and this server. Team Yankee, definitely coming back. It's one of my most viewed shows. It's also probably one of my more favorite games. What's coming up? Well, I've got Swedes. Somebody asked for French. I got French. They're not painted yet, but I have French. You also haven't seen them, but I do have an Afghanistan Air Assault Battalion. Mitch is painting my French right now. Well, my infantry. Here's a tip. Don't use weak, cheap magnets. He's painting my French right now. Then I'll be giving him my vehicles. Mitch is also going to be doing a Cuban force. I have another friend who does East Germans and Dutch. Toby has mentioned repeatedly he might be doing Norwegians. So you're going to get a lot of variety on the channel. Bo has Iraqis. But yeah, Team Yankee. Definitely going to be a mainstay. If I do another campaign, it won't be taking over the channel like the D-Day. That was very unique for the anniversary. Oh, and one last thing for Team Yankee. Currently working on a setup for like a Red Dawn or an Invasion of Russian campaign. Unfortunately, unlike Flames of War, the book campaigns don't really work well together. They're just like, oh, standoff. Red Dawn, for example, here's how you create most of the fights from the movies or movie. So I'm trying to get that all figured out, how I can interconnect the scenarios to make a decent campaign of either the Russian invasion through Canada or the Cuban invasion through America. I'm actually working on both halves of that, and then some form of invasion into Russia. Mage Knight. As you can see, I have both dungeon starters. I mean, they're slightly used, but I was mostly going for the tokens and the maps. But yes, there will be more Mage Knight. If Team Yankee is number one for views, you guys are number one for interactive. I mean, I got people from the Philippines talking on my channel. That's cool that is actually still a much bigger game than I expected. But yes, there will be more Mage Knight. Bo, who has never played Mage Knight, he's going to help me through with how to play both Mage Knight, Mage Knight 1.0 and Mage Knight Dungeons. I probably won't do a how to play the Conquest, mostly because Conquest is just kind of an upscaled version of 1.0. Will I do 2.0? Probably. I will actually also do the board game. I do have the Ultimate Edition of the board game, so I'll eventually do that. But yes, Mage Knight, it's also a short game, at least the skirmish ones. There's also solo play for dungeons, so I'll be doing a lot more Mage Knight, because A, it's fun, and B, it works as some nice filler content for when I get sick. Great War's coming to the channel. Finally got enough people with their armies painted. I have a British army myself, a German army, and Bo is rocking technically Belgium's, but he's got his tanks done. Toby has Germans. Mitch has French. Like I said, I have both armies. So yes, you will see Great War. I think Terran was supposed to be building Americans. But Great War is also, my Great War setup. Another reason why I'm taking a break. I got to finish my trench board. Yeah, this is the second trench board. Because I'm lazy and I want to pull it out, but I actually have another half of the trench board and actually a grass flocked board. Bad lighting, but I'm not pulling it out. So yeah, you'll actually see I'll have enough of the trenches to do all the unique scenarios from Great War. As far as I can tell, there's only like one Great War channel or Great War battle report on YouTube, so I'll be one of the few people who actually do this because it was fun when I played it a few times. The land chips work really interesting. Some of you might recognize how they work from third edition, but I never played third edition. So yeah, Great War coming. Also showing up in the channel will be Nam and Fate of a Nation, and eventually Checkpoint Charlie. Insert meme here. I have what are they? The PAVN, the Viet Cong, fully painted for this book, and then I also have an ARVN, the South Vietnamese. They're not painted fully. Actually, they're not. The infantry aren't even primed. So I'll have that. Mitch is going to be working on Australians, and Bo's got his U.S. Airborne that can, with all of Sheridan's, he'll be able to convert over, or at least play counts as for Nam. So there will be some Nam stuff. As for Fate of a Nation, I have an Egyptian force. I plan on building a Israeli force once the plastic M48 patents come out because I want Magash 3s. My Syrian force that works for Team Yankee should also eventually work for Fate of a Nation. Bo has Iraqis for Team Yankee, so those should also work. I'm not drinking. Also work for Fate of a Nation. Mitch is going to do. I think Mitch is also going to do the Israelis, but he's going to go with the Sanitarian route, so you can have the shot company that works both in Team Yankee and Fate of a Nation. So yeah, and then we're just waiting for Checkpoint Charlie to come out for other armies. But yeah, you'll see those two. I'm not quite sure how these books interact. I've asked on the Facebook group, so how you play these games together. But yeah, more Battlefront shenanigans. Victory at Sea and BattleTech. Both of these games will be coming back to the channel. I only have one of each, but I technically have a Japanese fleet, a French fleet, and now I have most of the Royal Navy fleet stuff from their website. So I'll have to 3D print out the tanks. Talk about tanks. Print out the ships to really flesh out the Royal Navy. Also, you'll see Victory at Seas for, as a spoiler, when the Pacific book comes out for Flames of War, I'll be doing a Pacific campaign between Victory at Seas and Flames of War in mid-war, because Mitch is going to do his British, obviously, Toby's doing Marines, and I've got the Japanese. So, and I think Taryn's going to do U.S. as well. Taryn's got a U.S. Navy and a sort of a British Navy. So between the two British Navies, that should work. But yeah, that's plans in the work. Another reason why I'm taking some time off in September is to figure out how to actually plan that one. BattleTech, on the other hand, I only have one battle report. I finally figured out a better way to record it properly. Because BattleTech is, if it's not Team Yankee, BattleTech is my favorite game. And I've not been able to record it very well. I've actually recorded 2 games, but I've only posted one. I wasn't happy with the first one. And the second one was so bad that I just deleted that footage because it was not good. Also, I don't like playing Lance levels. I like playing company levels, so I need to figure out a better way to record that. I'm going to try, if you actually go find him over on YouTube, he doesn't post videos anymore, but Ouchie's Bat Reps, he does great BattleTech battle reports, or he did great BattleTech battle reports. So that's probably the method I'm going to go. But I'm going to play around with BattleTech recording just so I can kind of figure out a good way to get this up while also doing the larger scale games that I prefer. Shadows of Brimstone is going to go on hiatus. I'm not happy with how they came out. I actually have a third video for the campaign that I was doing, but I'm not happy with it. It came out pretty bad. It requires a lot more editing than I was expecting. I would like to actually build a program that actually shows like the heroes, their health, their items, their sanity, all on screen for you instead of having to go back and edit it. I need to fix the audio. The audio was absolutely atrocious, or it wasn't atrocious, it was just super duper quiet. That's really frustrating as somebody who also enjoys watching YouTube. That when I go from one video where it's average quality and the next one's quiet, then it's super loud. I hate that. So I'm going to fix that. And also, losing one of the players, David, I can only get him for about once a month for recording, maybe some Tuesdays for Mage Knight. But for the most part, we'll be losing him. And I actually want to go through with the Cursed Eternal, which is a Kickstarter exclusive hero, through the solo campaign of, the Spanish Fort. The Spanish Fort and what it's all set up. because I've never played a one hero mission, and I think the Cursed Eternal would be a really neat way to do it. And I'll definitely be recording that. But again, Shadows of Brimstone, I also want to do Vikings, because, you know, I have dwarfs, and I have the Valkyrie. And, yeah, I want to do Shadows of Brimstone more, but I need to do a better job with figuring out how to edit it, how to get it so I can track the health on screen easier. So, yeah, Shadows of Brimstone, the campaigns will be taking a backseat. All Quiet on the Martian Front version 2, Return of the Tripods. That'll be coming to the channel. I've got my German Oberschließens printed. I've got some drones. Oh yeah, and I have all the tripods printed. Well, at least, you know, 2 harvesters, each of the, I forgot what they're called, the Dominator, the Scientist, Scout, Grenadier, 3 Slavers, and 6 Raiders. My color scheme is based off my first favorite version of War of the Worlds. You know, yes, I plan on printing out one of those guys for it as well. But it was a really fun game I played. I played one game with Mitch, and so I'm looking forward to playing this some more because, well, Martians are cool. I've got all my drones printed out, but the German stuff, I've only got the tanks printed out. Well, except for the K-Wagon. That doesn't fit on my printer. So for the most part, when you see the Germans, you'll be seeing probably my mid-war Germans, because they have all the, like, close to right base sizes. For videos on my channel, I'm separating them into 2 categories: my mainstays and my auxiliaries. So my mainstay channel, my videos are going to be Mage Knight, not just Mage Knight Dungeons or Mage Knight 1.0 or Conquest, just Mage Knight period, and Team Yankee. Those are again, you know, I really enjoy those games. There's not a lot of Team Yankee. There's absolutely zero, like, other than me, there's like 0 Mage Knight, so, you know, I'm going to go for the niche. You know, if the people playing Warhammer Fantasy could bring it back, maybe I can help bring this game back. And just Team Yankee's fun. I like the setting more than Flames of War, even if it is as unbalanced as it is. I just enjoy it. Now, the auxiliary games I'm treating is going to be Great War, Fate Invasion Nam, Flames of War, Victory at Seas, BattleTech, All Quiet on the Martian Front, and Shadows of Brimstone. Yeah, lots of different games. But that's why they're auxiliaries. That way I'll be able to flip them in and out as I go. I'm going to working on a BattleTech campaign for storyline-wise. My Flames of War, I just don't have the book right here, so I'm just using D-Day America. Flames of War, my next one's going to be the Japanese Pacific Theater, which won't take over the channel, so there won't be like all Flames of War games, because that really burnt me out. You know, it also helps that it'll be a Victory at Sea. There will be more Victory at Seas. I gotta get Toby a Soviet fleet, because he wants to build a Soviet fleet, because it's a homebrew. It's sort of a homebrew faction. It was in version 1 of Victory at Sea. Then with my attempts at converting it over, and then Nathan over on the Wardroom, he did a better job of historically making it accurate. So you'll see a Soviet Navy, a Japanese Navy, and a US and British Navy for the Pacific Theater campaign, including these 2 games. Once I get the Pacific Army, once I get my Japanese infantry. Now I'm Fate of a Nation, no campaign going so far, just some pick up and play games. Same thing with Great War, but again, there's like no Great War stuff. Shadows of Brimstone, I need to figure out better editing process. They need to release the models for other people to 3D print. I could 3D print out stuff for Mitch, because Mitch wants to play this with me too. But he agrees we would rather support the company. So you guys need to release those models to purchase. For my next actual campaign, even though I said I'm working on BattleTech, and then the Flames of War, Victory at Seas, and waiting for the Pacific stuff to come out, it's actually going to be Palladium Fantasy. It's got a lot more options of what I'm looking for in D&D. It's not gonna be in the Palladium Fantasy setting, so it'll be hopefully entertaining for y'all. But that's the next campaign I'm working on. That one should start showing up in January. And just for the record, just because I said I wasn't going to be doing long battle reports during the month of September does not mean I'm not going to record any or upload any. It's just not going to be the hour-and-a-half Team Yankee or whatever BattleTech reports. It'll be the short skirmish ones, like maybe this game, maybe All Quiet on the Martian Front, or World of Tanks, or Clash of Steel, or some of the skirmish ones. You know, the Mage Knight games will be probably uploaded, because I can record their solo rules for dungeons, so I can record those in a sitting. And after that long tirade, that is the updates for the channel. You know, gonna work on trying to make the audio better, figuring out how to record stuff better, planning for campaigns. And I thank you, everyone who has been following the channel. I know I don't have a lot of followers, but thank those of you who are. And prepare for just more games and things. You know, I also have to slow down a little bit because my real job is picking up its workload, and I want to get stuff better. I want to make better entertainment for all of you. I want to do a better job with this, better job editing, and all that stuff. So thank you all for continuing to follow. Thank you for following the channel. Why'd I stumble over my words like that? Don't know. And I hope to see all of you in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye.